Welcome to my top 10 Sonic zones of the 4 Sega Genesis games. When I say the 4 Sega Genesis games, I'm only going to be talking about Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic & Knuckles. We're not going to be doing any of the Game Gear games, nor are we going to do the Sega CD, even though those are very great games for their time. Now, remember, this is only my opinion. This isn't a collaboration of everybody's opinion, or it's not like going to be everything on the top list. It's not going to be like fact. But I really like these stages, and I will give my reasoning on why I like these stages so much. And yeah, this is my opinion. It's nobody else's opinion. I mean, if you guys have any different ideas, different top 10, let me know in the comments. It'd be great to know what you guys think. Anyways, here we go. Number 10, Mystic Cave Zone. Now, when I say Mystic Cave Zone, I mean I like this stage because of its traps. There's so many different traps in there. And, not to mention, it's one of the somewhat few Sonic games that has a lot of, it doesn't have a ton of multiple paths, but it's got two very distinct ones that kind of differentiate, and they intertwine as well. So it makes it kind of like a much harder Green Hill Zone. That's what I like about it. And not to mention that frickin' death trap. Number 9, Lava Reef Zone. Now, this stage has an awesome theme to go with its lava atmosphere. It's got like an underground volcano theme that goes extremely well with its great visuals. Now, that usually doesn't top a zone off for me. It's usually the difficulty, and not only that, it's enemies. And that's where Lava Reef shines in this department. The deceiving enemies. There's so many things. When I first played Lava Reef Zone again, I actually was like, oh my god, what is hitting me half the time? And when I do know it's an enemy, I don't know what can hit me and what cannot. So, Lava Reef Zone is excellent. Now, however, Lava Reef Zone when the Chaos Sanctuary, or whatever stage that one is, that one does not count. That one is not for Lava Reef Zone. For me, Lava Reef Zone is the volcanic area. Number 8, Oil Ocean. Now, when I played Sonic 2, I wasn't really into the Oil Ocean Zone. Like, I didn't really think it was all that great. But when I played it again, when I did this review, I played all the stages once again, just to get one last feel to see which one would be my favorite. Well, Oil Ocean Zone, I have to say, is really good. Despite having to me, it's got a fitting theme, but I don't like it. Now, the one thing that really made it stand out is the fact that it's very confusing, and you don't know if there's multiple paths. I played this zone like 2 or 3 times, and I still don't know if there's multiple paths, or it's just a linear area. It's very confusing for its own little shtick that it has for this game. Number 7, Sandopolis Zone. Now, I know what a lot of people are thinking. I like it because of its innovative second act. Yes, that is actually one of the main reasons why I like it. The fact that it's a lot like Labyrinth Zone, but when you see it as Labyrinth Zone, or say Ice Cap Zone, or heck, Labyrinth Zone itself, it acts exactly like it. However, you're very crushed on time because you need to get that light going. So it's a very innovative and forcing to go into a speedy version. Now, like Lava Reef Zone, it's got great visual effects on it. It's excellent for the first act, and then the second act, you're inside a building. It's freaking awesome. Not to mention, the first act boss is annoying. I didn't even know how to beat him until I moved to the left. Number 6, Starlight Zone. Now, the reason why I won't put this any higher on the list is because Starlight Zone is actually one of those stages that is seeming too easy if you go the right path. But if you go the wrong path, it's actually a lot harder than most of the stages in Sonic 1. But the reason why I put it pretty high on the list, not too high, but at rank 6, is that it's very light on the enemies. There isn't many enemies, but when there are enemies, you freak out because you don't know what's happening. There's those bombs, and then there's the little barb thing, but they're not that... there's not many of them, and it's very environment heavy, and that's where it shines. If you go the wrong path, you end up falling off or being forced to go very slow because of how treacherous the area can be. And the theme? Excellent. It's very calm, but it adds a little deceiving aspect to it. It makes you think, oh, the stage is going to be easy, and then you go the wrong path and you fall off to your doom. Number 5, Flying Battery Zone. Now, when I see this zone and you start into it, you instantly think, I need to go fast. That's the deceiving theme of this stage. You go fast, you fall to your doom, just like Starlight Zone, but it's got a much better theme. I shouldn't say better theme. It's got a much more pumping theme, and it makes you want to go much faster. And for a second zone that is in Sonic, it's pretty tough. It's pretty difficult for a second zone. Number 4, Ice Cap Zone. Now, Ice Cap Zone is the only ice-themed area in the Genesis 4 games. Now, that's the reason why I like Ice Cap Zone. That's why it stood out to me, was because they're going to add ice mechanics to this. So it's going to be a little more deceiving, a little like the ice in Mario games. It's going to be very, very treacherous. But it's actually not. It's not that bad for an ice area. And not to mention, the theme for it fits it to the wire. And not even just because it's very, very chimey. It's extremely... it makes you think that you're actually in the Arctic areas. It's excellent. And not to mention, I consider Ice Cap Zone to have the best theme for nature-based acts or zones of all time. Only because of one reason. It fits it to the wire. And not to mention, you get to go snowboarding! Number 3, Metropolis Zone. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying. Metropolis Zone? Why do you like that zone? Well, let's say there's a reason why they put 3 acts instead of 2. Not only just to piss you off, but to make you actually listen to that theme once more. It's actually a very good stage, and when I actually went through Sonic 2, I was like, why is it 2 acts? Why isn't it 3 like the first game? That was my only gripe. But when you get to Metropolis Zone, you're like, holy crap. Well, let's see. 3 acts. It's very nostalgic to the first one. At least that was for me. And it was a very good balance of difficulty. But it had a switch in the difficulty. Like 1 second it's very easy. The next second you're dead. The next second you're ready to go again, and it's much easier. It's just a very Metropolis Zone is a very, very different zone to me. Number 2, Chemical Plant Zone. Ha! I fooled you suckers, didn't I? This actually was meant for first, but there was one zone that actually beat it out. I was actually surprised when I went through all the stages once again. You would not believe that after all of my hype on Chemical Plant Zone, it lands in second. But let's look at the pros. The pros for this stage: it's got the best urban zone theme. It's got the best theme for it. Like Ice Cap Zone with the nature-based zones, it's got the best theme. But for the Metropolis-style urban area zones, it's got the best theme. Now, however, the one thing that actually put Chemical Plant Zone a lot lower from first is its difficulty. I can go through Chemical Plant Zone without any problem, and the only reason for that, it's... if you're fast enough, it's easy. If you're slow at certain points, you drown. Now, that's where it reminds me of Labyrinth Zone a little bit, regarding like Labyrinth Zone in the boss fight, chasing Eggman down. You're going through that tunnel, trying to chase him down, get him. But that's not even it. That's not what gets it. The fact that it's... if you actually play Sonic long enough and you get the controls down, the stage isn't that hard. It's actually... it can be hard. Don't get me wrong. But this stage, actually, when you play Sonic 2 a couple times, Chemical Plant Zone is actually one of the fastest zones you will go through. And it's only because of that I don't like it. Because it's, even though it's got the best urban zone theme, it's so fast and short that you don't even get to like the theme as much. Maybe that's me, but I would like it to have 3 acts, like Metropolis Zone. Number 1, Scrap Brain Zone. Now, before everybody goes on a tissy about how I didn't put Chemical Plant Zone at first, and I said that I loved it in my Sonic 2 playthrough, I'll tell you what, when I played Scrap Brain Zone for the 8th time, and actually looking at everything, this actually has probably the best combination of everything there needs to be in a final zone. And I'll tell you why. 1, it's very, very fast-paced. 2, it does have a pumping theme, so it's not all that... it's not excellent, but it fits the description of all the areas. Does it have a high difficulty? Oh yeah. There's tons of traps to kill you. Hundreds. But the one thing that makes it very different from any other zone, the high variability. Act 1 is outside. Act 2, it's inside. Act 3, it's a white labyrinth zone. What the heck? There's tons of different traps, and every single act you go through, you're thinking to yourself, what traps are here now? And when you hit that 3rd act, you're like, oh, this is just like Labyrinth Zone. No problem. Then you drown. I actually find this to be kind of a high difficulty stage, just because of the traps. And not to mention, the final zone after it, I mean, Scrap Brain Zone kind of pulls off what I like to call Mega Man Syndrome. It's really, really hard at the very last couple stages, but then you go to the final boss and he kind of just peters out in difficulty. I don't know. That's just me. But that is my top 10, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, because I know I did. I had to go through all of these stages one more time before I came up with this whole top 10. I actually went through and played Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles all over again, just so that I could find out. And I went in Notepad every single time after I beat a zone, and I went, hey, where does this fare? And I would go based on the criteria. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that, because it was really fun to do, and expect more top 10s on the way. Anyways, this is Ikaru, and I'm out.